Mikhailo Mudryk, better known as Mika. That's what I like to call him. But yeah, this is not a very positive video because Mikhailo Mudryk has now essentially been kicked out of the squad, hasn't he? He's not been in the starting lineup for I think about 8 games in a row. He's come off the bench for 2 out of 8 matches, I think, and he's been left out of the squad entirely for about 5 out of 8 matches in the past 8 games. So it's not looking very good for Mika, man. It's looking like Poch does not rate him. However, Poch is looking like he's going to lose his job soon. So the club's in a mess right now. But our focus today is Mikhailo Mudryk, as he's just been a bit stinky. Now, Mikhailo Mudryk came onto the scene, had a fantastic game against Liverpool last season. I think he was flying by defenders. I know you've all seen the clip. He just zoomed past people and he was fantastic. And it was looking like Chelsea's done a madness by signing him over Arsenal. But he's just had patches of inconsistencies and just terrible performances. Now, my opinion on him has been up and down all over the season, right? 1 second I say, wow, he's a player with blistering pace, one of the fastest players in the world, right? You can't forget that. He's fast, but he's one of the fastest in the world. He has a world-class ability, which is just his pace. Unfortunately, he has no other world-class attributes. If anything, he has championship-level attributes. We're talking about his dribbling. To be fair, his dribbling's decent, but it's not special, is it? Then you got to talk about his passing, bang average, if not below. Shooting, for me, below average, I'd say. For a winger, it's okay. It's normal for it's average for a winger, but as a football player, as a forward in the Premier League, it is very subpar. Essentially, his pace just absolutely crushes every other attribute that he has. The good thing is that he's a young player, and all the attributes that he is terrible at are things that players can easily improve on during their career. But the question is, can Mikhailo Mudryk improve on them all, at least to reach the potential that people like to think he has? Now, my question to you is, what do you think is his potential, right? What's his ceiling? What's his peak? Let me know in the comments, because for me, I reckon he could be a great player, man. A great player, world class, maybe not. But look, we can't dwindle around what can be. We need to look at the present and what's realistic for the short-term future. We just want to see a good football team. We don't care who's in it, as long as they are performing, right? If Sterling is the future of our left wing, so be it. Preferably though, I would like Mudryk to be there. But listen guys, at this point in time, we essentially do have 3 left wingers, don't we? We have Raheem Sterling, we have Mikhailo Mudryk, Mika, and we have Nicholas Jackson. Let me hear your thoughts on Nicholas Jackson, man. Is he a striker? Is he a winger? A lot of people seem to think he's better on the wing, and I slightly agree with that. Now look, Mikhailo Mudryk has been disappointing, but you see a lot of players, young players that come from the lower leagues, the Brazilian leagues, this and that. They take years to adjust to top 5 league football, right? Especially Premier League football. We're talking about the most competitive league in the world. The hardest to adapt to. Simply having one attribute is not good enough. You need at least 2. And I think that is where Mudryk is struggling. Now, in the current day, this Mudryk that you and I see play football, I think he can prosper in the Premier League. But that's only in a special system that allows him to just use his pace to get through defences and just simply put passes and score goals. And I think our system isn't allowing him to use that full pace. I'm not blaming our system. At the end of the day, Mudryk has to be able to adapt to our system and be able to perform well. But because he's so young, because he's not been in a long time, he needs time to adapt. Now let's be honest, Chelsea's shortcomings is not because of Mikhailo Mudryk. It's because as a squad, except for Cole Palmer, we're just terrible, aren't we? Cole Palmer is the only player in the Chelsea squad that is just stable, that's consistent. And that is why we are failing, because we have only one player that I can think of that does not let the squad down. That is not acceptable. You look at Liverpool, you look at Arsenal, Saka, Saliba, Rice. Then you go to Liverpool and you see Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson. There's like multiple players in these top teams that perform consistently. To conclude, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that we can't blame a young player that lacks technical ability to carry the squad and just be our consistent player when the rest of the squad aren't doing that. Now look, I know I yapped a lot here. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts is on Mudryk. Do you want him to stay? Do you want him to leave? Let me know. But yeah, guys, that was me. I'm going to see you next week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like if you're still watching. Love you guys. See you next week.